focus on the importance of fresh water and tackle on the global water crisis. So, in conjunction with the World Water Day 2025, joining us on VOI Talk World Water Day, we have Yus Budiono from the Hydrometeorological Disaster Research Group, Center for Limnology and Water Resources Research of the National Innovation and Research Agency, or BRIN. Good afternoon, Bapak Yus Budiono. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good afternoon. But sorry, I failed to record your name.
I'm Rahma.
Rahma, okay, thanks.
Yes. Welcome to VOI Talk, where we're talking about the World Water Day. And this is World Water Day. First, let's talk about the things that we are struggling with water in the world in general and in Indonesia in particular.
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
So, what do you think the things that we are still dealing with, that we are still facing with, that we still have to struggle dealing with the water crisis or water issue?
Yes, if I look at the data for Jakarta, because I live in Jakarta, Jakarta still like 40% or a bit below 40% now of tap water, potable water industry. So people and industry and offices, commercial places need to extract water from groundwater. So this is quite a difficult decision for Jakarta, because then it creates land subsidence, because groundwater is very limited.
And what about the solution to overcome it so far done by the government?
Yeah, the government, if I look at the data on 2018, for example, the production water, or the potable water production, at that time we like 40%, but now it's only 35%. About that, I read the report. So during the past 5 years or 1 decade, there are only 5% increase of people that is sufficiently provided by the government. So this is quite crucial in my opinion, because this also happened on many places on northern Java.
Okay. And what about the efforts in another issue like save water, prevent water shortages?
Yes, apparently, I would say that we are bombarded by the advertisement that we need to drink water, a very clear water from the mountain, and we get on with that. We imported water so much from the mountain. We failed to record our past, that we just drink water from the well, cook it, boil it, and then we drink it. While in the old time, this is save the groundwater more, because we only extract shallow groundwater that doesn't affect land subsidence. But now we get water from the mountain, and then consequently we also extract water from deep well, 100 and 200 meters below ground, and this creates instability of water resource around us. So that creates lots of problem.
Okay. In Jakarta itself, actually, there is tap water for drink available for public, right? I forgot the precise location.
Yeah, in some places, I believe there are. Probably in place like what I remember, if we go on with MRT, yeah, we can find that. But this is very in a very limited amounts, and we don't know where the operator where the operator get water from. Probably he just take it from um, industrial water, from we call it galon, and then we actually drink from there.
And the socialization as well to public, maybe they're not really completely familiar with it. With
No, well, I rarely see people carry their own bucket or bottle to get water from these sources.
oh,
So we get on with buying bottled water from shop and things.
bottled water. Okay. And talking about the sustainable and environmentally friendly way to manage water resources, what do you think about that?
Yeah. About water resources, I like to go back in time. In the old time, we don't really have problem with water. I mean, um, I lost many words. Sorry. Um, yeah, I put an example like this. For example, I live around the Batavians. For example, the Batavians treated their water using small ponds behind the house, using plants, and then let the water immerse into the ground, while the rest of the solids and things is taken by catfish, for example. And this is a good strategy. While with the science coming to us and the colonialization, and then we think that the best way um, to manage our water, our dirty water, is using sewerage system. Well, we don't have sewerage system, so we get on with discharging um, our household wastewater into open pit, for example, and then goes into the river. So this means that we can bring back the local knowledge that created that solve problem on dirty water into a wider area, into a community-based treatment system, for example. That's what I have in mind.
Okay, so that's another problem. River waste in the river
Mm.
because of the household. And so, how to develop better and more efficient water treatment technologies nowadays?
Yeah, for me, because I actually study in the West, so I like to take the technology, or I get on with bringing the technology from the West
From the
to us. But apparently, also I think it's not for me, but we also need to think that not all technology that is imported from abroad, from mainly from the temperate zone, is suitable for us. So it's good that we learn from other place with the advancement and things, but we also need to think what we have in our community now, and how we mix these two things together for a better solution. For me, a distributed system, a system that is not very centralized like in the West, for me is more suitable for us.
And we are working on it.
Um, it seems we are still nowhere. I'm sorry to say that.
So, any more advice, maybe, or suggestion to make it everything better, structurized and organized?
Yeah, there is one strategy that I would like to say to everyone is to plant one more tree.
Oh,
We don't have land. We buy a house with fill up all the land we have, but we apparently, I believe we still can plant tree on open space or on pot on things. With one more tree with us, I believe that we will say it, um, bettering of our mentality to the environment. And you know, tree will absorb water from above. From above, it attracts water. The science say, and if this is Ramadan, so we kind of listening that trees wish for the coming rain, for example, and this is science also accept that. And then if you know if residential areas develop, trees cut, we don't have tree, we have problem with um, island heat, for example. But if we bring back the trees, then things and will start to change. Our mentality will change, and then in the end, our microclimate will apparently will also change. So this will bring us in a better situation and better knowledge on how we behave in our environment and saving or uh, bringing up the mentality with water.
Okay, so one tree is completely equal to one life. Really important not only for the air, now even it can be that influential for water, for the clean and safe water for people.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, as we know that water is a blessing from God, but
Yeah.
if it is too much or overflown, which means it becomes flood, which is lately hitting Indonesia, especially some time ago in West Java. So, yeah, what do you think about this? What efforts can be made to avoid this?
Yes. At some extent, it is true um, that rain is blessed for us, for most, I believe. Again, if because we are in Ramadan, I think we will hear that there is no verse in the book, in the scripture, that rain is not a blessing. It is a blessing. It is that we change a lot on our geography that makes rain that used to carve rivers. It is not carving rivers anymore. It is carving our land because the land is open, and this is the big problem that we create on many residential areas in cities, in municipal places.
And what about from the BRIN itself or Indonesian Innovation and Research Agency? Any projects for to avoid flood, to prevent flood, or even
Yeah.
regarding water
Yes.
issue
Sorry.
in general?
Yeah. For me, in my research group, we focus a lot on flood. We see flood as the source of overflown, river overflown. We call it, science name it fluvial flood. We also see flood as a direct precipitation. We name science name it pluvial flood, and there is one more thing which is quite common or popular as for the northern Java is rob. I don't see the English word for rob. Rob is like high tide, but high tide doesn't mean flood. But rob in northern Java now is flood. It used to be a blessing also because the fish is coming with the high tide, but now the high tide come purely on water, and then inundate lots of villages. So that is what we see in my research group. We also observe the biggest threat, which is lead subsidence. Not anymore not the climate change or the precipitation, but it is because of the land subside. Jakarta is now 3 meters under mean sea level at the lowest. That's on my research group, but also we in the Center of Limnology and Water Resources, of course, we develop lots of things, information, instrumentation, and then all things that is related to water resources. I cannot mention everything. I think.
Okay, but the government itself is now constructing giant seawall to prevent flood in Jakarta and in the north coast of Java. What do you think about this?
Yeah, it is true that it is for flooding. Then we see that the phase A of giant seawall now in Jakarta, because giant seawall plan not just in Jakarta but other places. The NCICD phase A that is just strengthening the coastline. I think if we look at the case of flooding, it is quite successful. Even though I would say that precipitation during the past 10 years is lower than before. We got big flood on 2007, and then after that we don't have a really big flood like that. 2013 was because of dike break. 2020 is very local. 2025, just a few months ago, on February, January, was also local flood. So we need to really be, I think, I would say we need to really be careful on the definition of giant seawall, because if we look at what's already available in Semarang, giant seawall in Semarang is really not created to overcome flooding. It is just to create a multi-purpose dike, which is only for transportation. And if we hear the plan on Jakarta coast, for example, apparently it was planned to create land, to put palm jumeirah from Dubai into Jakarta Bay. So I think we need to be careful on how we look at the giant seawall.
Okay. Now, from rainy season, we also need to anticipate a dry season that is hopefully not leading to drought. But what to prepare and anticipate so that we can
Yeah,
have a safe water, enough water.
yeah. Us in the city, we actually never experience dry season. That's why we waste lots of water. We wash water. We wash our car with lots of water, motorbike and everything. We waste lots of water because we don't feel that we experience drought. It's different from the old time when most of us are farmers. Um, then we recognize, for example, Pranoto Mongso, or the norm of planting. On what months we will experience what precipitation, and then we plant what crop. And this is also disappear on 1990. On 1970 we start having agricultural revolution with lots of um, small canals for rice field and things. I forgot the term. I'm sorry. But and then farmers also experience that they don't really experience drought. And now we go into the city, we get water from deep well, and then buy water from the mountain. We also don't experience that water is scarce um, for the what is it, the ocean islands, ocean archipelago like us.
Okay. Now, we talk about this year's theme of the World Water Day, which is glacier preservation.
Mm.
And maybe some of our listeners and viewers are not really known yet about this issue. Maybe you can give us more insight about glacier preservation.
Yeah, glacier preservation. If I look at the research from the center where I work, from other person and other research group, he look at the glacier stored on Mount Jayawijaya in Papua. It is keep diminishing from the old time to today, same as on the north and south pole, I believe. Um, because people knew this because glaciers store information on how many carbon stored on the sky in that era in many eras up to several thousand years ago. So we know that um, in time when we cannot witness the change of glaciers, we can see in science report that glaciers is diminishing because we combust lots of fossil fuel, for example. That's we all do that every day.
So what to do then to realize glacier preservation?
For us as people here in Jakarta, which is far away from glaciers, I think um, we need to we need to use bikes, for example. The government have to create. It is like a must thing to do now that the government need to create a bike path, pedestrian path, so to enforce many people to use non combusting transportation means. If we have to go to school or to workplace on a motorized transport mean, then put we choose first the public transport over personal transport like motorbike or cars.
Okay, self-awareness, another point.
Yeah.
Okay, and when it comes to clean water, could you give an indicator of an area that must have clean water? This area must be having clean water. Any indicator we can see?
Yeah. It's difficult for us in the city to have clean water in our surrounding, but going back with the strategy to overcome flooding, there is a system, namely polder system. In Jakarta, for example, Jakarta has the plan of 66 polder system for the northern area. And then in each polder system, there need to be one retention lake. And if we have one retention lake in our vicinity, then we will think of how to clean it because we live with it. It's not like we dump everything onto the sewerage system, water with all the dirt, because then we will see that staying or ending in the neighborhood also in the retention lake. I think that's a strategy, but uh, how 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 do we need? I mean, if we live in one place and how we know that in one place we find clean water, I don't have any idea about that. I'm sorry.
Final statement, please, for our listeners and viewers on the World Water Day 2025, please.
Yeah, again, I would say plan one more tree because one family owe 67 trees during its life. So if we only plant one more, it means we are still not achieving 67. No, but we need to do the effort together.
Plan 1-3
Yeah,
to save water for the future.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yus Budiono from the National Innovation and Research Agency, or BRIN, for sharing your insights and views on the World Water Day. Thank you so much and have a good
No
day.
problem. Thank you. Have a good day to you too. Bye.
Well, listener, that's today's VOI Talk World Water Day 2025. Save the water for the future. Stay tuned for more inspiring and insightful interviews on VOI Talk from Voice of Indonesia. From Indonesia to the world.
Voice of Indonesia, the overseas service of Radio Republic Indonesia, broadcast in 9 language services: English, French, German, Dutch, Spanish, Arabic, Mandarin, Japanese, and Indonesian. Voice of Indonesia is broadcast via shortwave 3325 kHz and 4755 kHz, and via streaming on voinews.id and RRI Digital on mobile application. We present various programs for you: Diplomatic Forum, The Session, Indonesian Wonder, Miscellany, Let's Speak Bahasa Indonesia, Indonesian pop and regional songs, international musical entertainment, as well as news and information about Indonesia and abroad. Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.